I suck at math. I haven't done it seriously in years. That's a harsh reality I had to face when I decided I'll be spending what looks like $281,347 on both an applied statistics degree and a computer science one. I fell out of love with the subject a while ago. I didn't always hate it as much as I did before now. Math used to be beautiful to me. When I was younger, one of the concepts I struggled with was handwriting in manuscript. I did well with the cursive modules, and yes, I'm that old, but for some odd reason, manuscript couldn't click for me. The teachers tried everything, from changing my grip to changing the pressure that I wrote with, but nothing worked. It actually got so bad I had to get different worksheets than everybody else. There was one module in manuscript that I never had issues with, numbers. I did well on that section. It was what kept my general handwriting grade afloat. I thought how they were written was beautiful, and despite the criticisms about how bad my handwriting was and still is, I always felt like the way I wrote numbers was beautiful. So you can only imagine how I felt when we were doing math, and all I had to do was write numbers. It was some of the most fun I've ever had in school. It instilled in me a level of confidence I didn't know I needed at the time, which made things all the more tragic when they changed. Somewhere along the line, I lost that spark because of the need to perform. There's a certain point in the way mathematics is taught when it becomes less about learning and more about preparing for performance. Test scores, standardized testing, meeting the curriculum. The same numbers that lifted me up as a kid became an occupation. It was no longer about learning something different that was somehow intertwined with things I knew before. For me and millions of other kids, mathematics became a job. And after years and years of doing that, I left. I became jaded towards the subject I loved so much. So when I decided that I wanted to go back and fall in love with math again, I asked around, and there were a lot more people like me than I found. Sprinkled in with, math isn't for me, math is boring, math is too hard. So that led me to one conclusion in reassessing my relationship with math. You hate math because your teachers suck, and it's neither of your faults. Standardized test prep is the downfall of math education, and I can guarantee you it played a role in how you feel about math now. The issue is a fixed destination. At the beginning of every math semester, the curriculum is built backwards to prepare you for whatever test there is. So the teaching style is geared towards coverage, not connection. In order for you to prepare for the test, the teachers teach you how to do a problem one or two ways and move on to the next section, because they don't have the time to find how math works for every kid. They have a test date to prepare for. As a result, you are learning math as a performance, or for a test, not the subject of mathematics. It makes it easier for even the kids who pass to hate what they're doing, but for the kids who don't pass, it's worse. For those kids who aren't naturally attuned with the teaching style that is forced on the teacher because of the deadline, a common phrase I hear is, "I'm not a math person." The curriculum is rarely built to provide these people with a second viewpoint, and that infrastructure disappears if they need a third or fourth viewpoint. That failure forces the phrase to become a reality. It creates a system where only one type of student can pass, and that system creates math teachers that teach towards making more of those students. But here's the thing, a math person doesn't exist. A math brain doesn't exist. Math is pattern recognition, spatial reasoning, attention to detail, and the ability to try something new and see if it breaks, and try again. Those aren't math skills, those are human skills, and they show up in a subject that people would never put in the same sentence as mathematics. Art. My newfound teaching philosophy is, you don't have to know how to do math. You just have to know how to do something else, and that's thanks to observing artists. Math is beautiful. Graphs, numbers, models are all some of the most beautiful artwork you've ever seen. They exist to give the beauty that's all around us a visual. The only difference between art and mathematics is vocabulary. A music composer understands fractions and ratios. An artist already understands using different techniques to solve a problem. A writer knows the importance of viewing your work from a different lens. All skills that are necessary to be good at mathematics. So my reality is that I need to become a teacher, not for the kids that already get it, but for the kids who think they don't. To give them the ability of adding self-expression and personality in a place they'd never expect. Everyone has a favorite book, no matter how little you read, but not many people have a favorite math equation. Your teacher sucked, but so did the system that made them that way.